Hello everyone, in this video let us try to understand the asynchronous mode of query execution. So there is a famous programming concept in the latest versions of C# that is nothing but asynchronous programming. So first of all, let us try to understand what do you mean by synchronous programming, and then we will look into asynchronous programming. Synchronous programming is nothing but program execution step by step, or in the sequence the program is written. So for example, I have a sample program with me, or code. I'm first of all creating object of db context, then I display in main, then I'm calling read departments. So my control will jump here, so it will execute the query, it will iterate through the list of departments and display the things, then comes back and then display back in main. So this is synchronous way of query execution. As we know very well, this may take little time. So by the time this gets completed, it won't execute this statement. So that is nothing but synchronous. So thread will be blocked here. Now I'll say F5. So in main, then displays the value, then says back in main. Now I want to make it asynchronous. Asynchronous in the sense it should display this, then initiate this thread and comes back and display this, and should wait unless and until it displays all the things. So it should be something like this: in main, back in main, then it should display the values. Why? Because this operation is going to take some time. So that is nothing but asynchronous execution. So how do I do that? There is a feature available with Entity Framework 6 onwards, that is nothing but asynchronous mode of query execution. I can simply say to list async. So this async method is present in system.data.entity. Now copy this, paste it here. Now I should find async method here, dot to list async. So asynchronous mode of query execution. Whenever I say to list async, always async should be paired with await. And its return type should be async task. Now just remember these things. Every method, wherever you have async, you should have await paired with it, async and await, and its return type should be a task. So from wherever we are calling, it should be of type some task. Now what it should do, it should display in main, then it should initiate the thread and come back and display back in main, and it should wait unless and until it gets the data, then it display the result. Now let me say F5. Now you can see that it says in main, back in main, then it displays the record. So this is asynchronous mode of query execution. Now in our real-time app, if we are working with Windows application like Windows Form app or WPF applications, if you are working with async, you can get a responsive UI. That means by the time it executes the query and it loads the result, your UI will not get stuck or hanged or disabled. So your UI will remain responsive in Windows application. But that kind of feature you may not get with your web application, but it will be very helpful in web application in terms of performance. Like it can handle more number of requests in a given time. Say for example, synchronous programming is handling some 10 requests per second. Asynchronous may handle 50 to 60 requests per second. So I'm just trying to give an example. These are not the exact numbers. So what it can do, it can serve more requests. So your performance increased when the load gets increased. So in terms of performance, it is helpful in your web, or you can say client server apps, but in Windows app or WPF app, you may see a responsive design. So this is all about your asynchronous query execution. Thank you very much.